Hello. Today we will talk about one of the most loved series of all time, Harry Potter. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, or Sorcerer's Stone, is the first book of a planned 7, each of which follows the protagonist through 1 year of his education at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. It won the 1997 British Book Awards Children's Book of the Year, the 1998 New York Public Library Best Book of the Year, and the 1998 Parenting Magazine Book of the Year Award. It was named one of the best books of 1998 by Publishers Weekly, School Library Journal, and Booklist in the United States. An illustration of Harry Potter on the cover of Time magazine made Rowling the first children's writer to be featured in a Time cover story. The popularity of Philosopher's Stone and the ensuing 2 novels, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets and Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, led British children to vote J.K. Rowling the winner of the Gold Medal Smarties Prize for 3 years in a row. In the States, her books dominated the top 3 places on the New York Times bestseller list for over 20 months. At the time that book 4, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, was about to be released and promised to win a 4th spot on the list, the Times launched a surprising innovation. Their children's bestseller list comprised of 15 titles, and unsurprisingly, the Potter books captured the top 4 places on the list. Teaching and reading Harry Potter is a really instructive exercise, not only because of its worldwide feverish popularity, but because this series plays with many genres and subgenres. We have elements of fantasy, the fairy tale, the epic, children's literature, and of course, young adult fiction. Harry Potter not only offers us witches, wizards, and fairy tale creatures, it also presents us with complex moral and ethical dilemmas. Questions of gender, authority, class, ethnicity, and otherness mark the Potter books as some of the most important texts written for children in a hypertextual world. Let's open the conversation on Harry Potter with a discussion of gender stereotypes. The book has been widely criticized by many on its standard representation of gender and gender roles. From the very beginning, we have boys and men as wizards dominating the scenes and driving the action. Dumbledore, Harry, Hagrid, Snape, even Mr. Dursley and Dudley. Girls, on the other hand, emerge as the helpers, enablers, and civilizers of men. Hermione constantly preaches the importance of rules to Harry and Ron, while Mrs. Weasley, feared by all males in her family, strives to keep them all on the right path, disciplining her curious husband and 6 sons, her husband nearly as much trouble as her teenage boys. In contrast to women, the boys and men in the novel are more fun, curious, and adventurous. While the series, in particular the first 2 books, is replete with gender trouble, a proactive, alternative, feminist interpretation of the series is entirely possible and must be explored. The novel does not offer an active critique of gender stereotypes, but it does challenge sexist constructions of gender and gender roles in various ways. For instance, let's talk about our protagonist, Harry Potter. Harry is essentially a boy caught in a girl tale. the hidden, abused, orphaned child, hunted by evil, afraid of failure, who never fully escapes the abominable conditions of his childhood, reminds us not of classic fairy tale princes, but princesses, Cinderella, Rapunzel, and Snow White, for example. Like these princesses, Harry's story also proceeds in a cyclical pattern from the abuse at home to the glitter of the magical world where he is recognized as something of a miracle. Cyclical boy tales do exist, Jack and the Beanstalk, for example, but this kind of a spatial narrative with the home at its center appears most often in tales about girls. The rooting of Harry Potter in a domestic girl tale then offers a feminine narrative structure and presents Harry as a boy caught in a girl's story. Harry's inclusion in a feminine story frame modifies this tale type to include a boy and offers us the perspective of a protagonist who, although he is male, passes through a world that many females have walked before. More on this soon. Thank you for listening.